paradigm, listen closely, a paradigm is an outline of the series of the way things are to be as the norm. That things that actually work and are in place, everything you do right now is set up by a paradigm. It is a series of instructions of the way that we see life operates. Every problem has an answer by our today's standards. But the problem is when there was a scientist by the name of Thomas Kuhn, K-U-H-N, and he was that scientist that actually introduced that word paradigm. But he actually also used the word paradigm shift. Everybody say paradigm shift. Now, when I begin to even study more successfully, I preached on paradigm shift, but this is what I want you to get out of it today. A paradigm shift is a successive transition from one paradigm to another. It is a revolution, and it is an unusual development pattern of mature science. In other words, it's when you are in the transition from one thing to the next. And the problem is that you can't make what used to work because now God has shifted you to another place. And what he has put you into is going to work better than it ever has before. But sometimes it is very difficult to actually transition because some of us hate leaving the familiar. Some people hate seeing the new thing. And so it's unfamiliar, so it's hard to transition, and so we have the word paradigm paralysis. That's when you can't shift. And paradigm paralysis is when you cannot think past the model. You can't think past the way things are. The way Dr. Kuhn actually fixed it, what he did was he actually put a display of a duck on a screen, and he put it on the screen. He said, "What do you see?" And they said, "I see a duck." Everybody agreed there was a duck because that was the most apparent thing they would see. But it was really also an optical illusion, because if you look closer, it was not just a duck, but if you look a different way long enough, you would see the image of a rabbit. In other words, hallelujah, what God is offering us, yes, we have seen him move in days of old, but God is offering us a truth, another side of us. And the problem with scientists, they've had the problem because after they establish how an order of science is supposed to be, they begin to actually experiment to make projects work off of the design of technology that they currently understand. But sometimes they have a problem because in their research, when they're researching things like how to cure cancer or how to make certain things that are not happening, not cured, to work, they run into a problem because they can't get it to work because it's not fitting into the equation. And so what they discover, there is something above what they know. But they rather sometimes work with what they know because what they knew would cause a whole new effort. And they put so much into this until they can't even think past this because they are so involved and they put so much work into this. And so what they do is they ignore what could happen, and they have to bring on new scientists that were not involved in the old, that will sweep away the old. Because you got to understand, hallelujah, when you do this, when you have a tape recorder, that the old kind, we used to have a tape recorder when you had but one speaker on it, and then you put the tape in and put it down and press play. Well, that works great. That's a paradigm. That's how things used to work. But now it's a CD. I can't fit that CD. It's not compatible. It does the same thing, but it's just not compatible. I don't care how you try to stick it in, it's not going to work because the new thing is going beyond the old thing.